Hi, my friends and family. I'm Trey. And our God, Lucifer, the word that can't be mentioned, Baphomet, Mammon, and Moloch, so loved their 144,000 human cyborg slaves in these counties on the coast of California that they're going to let us see an hour of direct sunlight this week if we're good. Hi, my friends. Today I'm talking about radical honesty and the Decievers ring pass not. Been to the land of the ice and snow and the midnight sun. The black sun doesn't have any soul at all. The number of the beast. You took the experiment. Now you must be the devil's cyborg humanoid slaves permanently. I want you to go on the rooftops and shout. Human, organic, and plant life need the sun, and I'm getting none. You billionaire and reptilian scum, you can't just steal it all. Because the devil is really not the overlord. The Anunnaki and Orion group, you're not the lords of planet Earth anymore. Radical honesty and the Decievers ring pass not. Mark Passio has said, and he's a Leo too, and he has said, I've had to admit I was wrong over 100 times and how painful that was. Especially as a Leo that wants to teach the world and be a know-it-all kind of guy, vegan. It's really painful, And the truth is about gnosis, of course, the more you know, the more you realize you're ignorant. For example, in the normal human honesty or limited honesty, when the government says, oh, you have a mental or physical illness, take our money. Or even this, you're poor, so you should take $200 from us a month and a credit card to buy food. Or this, cannabis can make all your diseases and all your problems go away. Half-truths, okay? If you don't do the shadow work, if you don't work on yourself, that government money and that ganja is not going to do shit, okay? When my brother was about 18 years old, he had a poster on his wall in the house that said, it looked like a MasterCard symbol, and it said Karma instead of Visa, rather. Visa card. It said Karma. It's everywhere you're going to be, okay? In this ascension process, if you really want to align with the Christ and rise into the fifth or sixth dimension on up and ascend, the half-truths, the partial honesty, the accepting of the truth theoretically but not in your psychological life, it's just not going to cut it, okay? It's going to karmically stop you from rising to the frequency of Christ every time you obey the Decepticon scams, right? So, karma, it's everywhere you're going to be. Now, if you took the mark of the beast, patent WO 060606, a joint patent project between Bill Gates and Microsoft and MasterCard, then the AI beast surveillance remote control slavery program is everywhere you're going to be. Can you see how and why mainstream media reporters are always 96% going to be paid liars? That's why Tucker Carlson had to go. He wasn't lying. He was actually trying to open people's mind. He was red-pilled, and he was trying to share it with you the best he could, even though he's from a CIA family. If you cannot see that mainstream media reporters are contracted deceivers with the deceiver, then you haven't even really begun the honesty game. What is radical honesty? Well, this idea, I'm getting this video idea, stealing ideas from YouTube again. It was the newest contribution to YouTube from the AfterSkool channel, where he has a Dr. Ann, actually an MD that was researching with Stanford University about radical honesty. How about that? A mind control you working on radical honesty. What if having pure radical honesty 100% as much as you can is the seed, germ, or virus of your independence and the very genesis of the germination of the reclamation of your divine human wings or Gnostic awareness? There's a seed of Christ consciousness for you in this dark era. The devil is always in the details of the scum that you're encountering every day. The devil is the great deceiver and creator of phony, false limitations. This has led, gradually, to the narcissistic psychopath epidemic on planet Earth. Very serious problem. Partial or situational honesty is equivalent to conditional love. It is conditional love. Okay? If you can be honest when you're high, or you can be honest when you're not running late for your job or running late to meet your wife for dinner. If you can be honest sometimes with some people, only with your best friend, it's the same thing as conditional love. You don't understand Christ awareness or how to be aware with the soul. Like, for example, if you're afraid to post YouTube videos like this, there's a reason why you're afraid of that. Newtonian billiards karma is not truth, okay? The idea that any soul in a human body can play judge is satanic, and the idea that any person can judge someone else's karma is very narcissistic, if not psychopathic, criminal, predatorial thinking, because they cannot see from every angle. They do not have the eyes of God, you know. So for every action, there's probably many causes, reasons why it happened, and causes or reactions, not just one. It has been said after the days of Abraham and Methuselah that Yahweh limited our life to 120 years. Why? Because, of course, older folks have more chances to sit down and share the wisdom and the stories that they have learned that can free us inherently from the slavery system. You think about intentional attrition over the long and then short term, like the frog in the pot, boiling and boiling. Well, this is what we have here with the ionosphere, okay? Is it a joke? Is it a joke that Alex Jones brought that up in 2020, that it's attrition warfare? No. This is the biggest expression of this war beside the space fence. Okay? Attrition is their biggest weapon. This, weaponizing, putting spike protein nanotech in a flu bug is a great idea to destroy the world and locking down the world, making people take spike injections and doing this to the sky till you can't see the sun for weeks. Those are powerful weapons all into themselves, and they're all part of the war. The war on our freedom, the war on truth, the war on ascension. It's all the same war. The dark side has no respect for consciousness. They don't want you to grow, yours to grow. So they just want your energy. So in the Saturn-Moon-Matrix, the second part of this video title comes from David Icke's explanation. There's a 10-minute video on the London Reel you can see right on YouTube where he explains the same thing I talk about all the time. That concept of the Saturn-Moon-Matrix, our masters You know, and after death, on leaving our body, our souls are in other often invisible dimensions. He's saying, you know, that these dimensions are invisible. We can't see them. As I've said many times, the scientism death cult teaches us that only what we can see with our, you know, our five senses are real, so that they can manipulate and destroy us with the fourth dimension, the invisible realm. So, most commonly, you know, people, you know, their souls reincarnate or they become a ghost stuck in the fourth dimension. That's what a ghost is. A spirit stuck in the fourth dimensional astral plane after dying, the false white light tunnel through the moon, the false holograms of your deceased relatives. I've said it before. He says, then there is what's called a ring past not. You know, they'll express to you you're unauthorized to go past our perceptual cage, our hologrammic prison. It's not even real. Of mortality, you know, and soul recycling and memory wipe through via false guilt of the patriarchal beliefs, the dogma, the fear, the attachments, your addictions in earth, you know, things you're addicted to, you want to go back for. You must obey and release the angry old man God, who is never satisfied because he is a narcissistic punk, junior God Yahweh or dragon, who just throws you back into another slave life and wipes all of your memories. Is there another way? I thought I was radically honest, yet through the mental laziness, I was coerced subtly into dishonesty through codependency over many years of, you know, begging and manipulating and trying to brainwash me into it, so that I'm a good teacher of why partial honesty is crap, because I've done that. Okay, well, on the positive side, if you can do lucid dreaming or remote viewing, or they're really powerful psychic skills. I've had a couple lucid dreams. If you can do lucid dreaming or remote viewing, you have the skills, literally, to prepare you for death, to transcend this fucking slave prison system. According to Dan Winter's statement, you know, that's what he says. You can fly. You can learn how to fly through the portal after death and transcend the shitstorm. Since the negative alien agenda has been in full swing, you know, especially since the creation of the CIA and the MJ-12, for example, who wants to accept that the whole entire human species is mostly possessed. This is why I've actually had less friends since I started making videos, because they don't want to hear it. So we have for example, this is how they've been doing it, convincing people of all these evil ways. We have the mainstreaming of Satanism through the mainstream media. You know, they meant to spread solipsism, like, I'm not sure if anything outside of me is real, moral relativity, the idea of killing is okay in war, and rape is okay for the rich, but not you. The validity of war, killing, violent conquest, money is power, the end justifies the torture and killing, etc., sex change operations, the promotion of all anti-life and genocidal beliefs are attempted, obviously, you know, therefore, to escape the permanent soul memory wipe and recycling programs and to fully regain your spiritual sovereignty, it is essential to begin the intense discernment to practice radical honesty and reject what is soulless. Okay, all of these anti-life programs led to what happened in 2020 and the World Economic Forum's takeover programs, okay? Their takeover plans. It's going to take intense discernment to practice radical honesty and reject what is soulless, lies, and feeding the slave masters. All food is GMO to the aliens. They don't care. The frequency fence has become so thick that you can't even see the sun for days. Space fence and geoengineering. A physical weapon that won't even let organic surface life exist. I've thought, you know, it won't let surface life live. This is the result of millions of years of obeying reptilians. You can pass through the AI ring past not, with enough clear, radical soul honesty, truth discernment, will, and free, and become free and immortal, and stop being a slave. And if you love your real self enough, click subscribe and notification for more. Create a great day, my family. Love you.